Elon Musk is selling over $100 million worth of properties, but in Hillsborough, California, he's selling one for $35 million, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. But just to cover a few things about the housing market before we get too deep into the video, the residential market is broken up mainly into two classes, the low and middle tier, and then the ultra high luxury 5-10 million plus properties that are very common in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, San Diego, here in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and specifically over in Hillsborough, which is where he's selling this property. Now, for a while in the low and middle tier classes, we've had a problem of scarcity. We do not have enough listings on the market. And then once this crisis started, we also had another 200, 300,000 listings get pulled off the MLS just in the first few weeks. And then at the higher end of the market, particularly places like New York City, the opposite has been true. They've been building way too many luxury listings. Now, these issues are a direct byproduct of the rising costs of land and construction materials. So these developers would essentially rather take the risk on building a $10 million plus property and tapping into that very top end of the market, as opposed to a residential listing where they may not have profit margins that are as good. But the issue is when every single developer makes the same bet at the same time and they all start developing luxury listings and not enough single family homes, then there becomes a supply and demand issue, and it creates the opposite effect that they were hoping for. Now, all of the things that have been happening in the past month or two are only going to push the prices further down in these ultra high luxury markets. It already took about 6 times longer than a normal residential property here in the Bay Area to sell one of those ultra high luxury $10 million plus properties, and that was before everything started going downhill. And particularly in Santa Clara and San Mateo County, only 17 properties in the last 3 years have sold over that $20 million mark, and pretty much all of them saw bigger than a 9% discount. And that was during our record-setting highest home prices ever. Everything was going great, you know, the best market we had ever seen here in the Bay Area. So that should give you a little bit of an idea as to whether or not now is a good time for him to list all of his properties. But there are a few things setting Elon Musk's property apart from the other ones, and we're going to go over that right now. First off, it was built about 100 years ago, and that was all the way in 1916 by, bear with me, Christian de Guin II, the wild child progeny of a French count and a gold rush heiress. And the bulk of the home was designed by Bliss and Favell, the same architects behind the St. Francis Hotel and the Flood Mansion. All right, you guys, anyways, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about how things work, basically in regards to the lower and mid-tier residential properties and those ultra-high luxury listings, and how things are changing a little bit right now. Give you a little bit of info about Elon Musk's property. And I've got one question, you know, put down in the comments how much you think this property is going to sell for. You know, you could put that as an actual value, a number. You could put it as a percentage. You think it's going to be discounted 9% or whatever. And let me know how long you think it's going to take to sell this in this current market right now. And I'll see you guys later.